All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So the week was definitely productive. You feel me? I got into it a little bit online with some of these cats. You know, it's a shame that we live in the world in the year 20. Yeah, I got into it online. You know, I'm heavy on YouTube, and we participate in certain debates. And some of these cats are craziness. Y'all know I'm a heavy advocate of evolution. So, you know, a couple weeks prior, I would get into it with a few Afrocentric people who would say craziness, like evolution was used by white people to say that black people are closer to chimpanzees or closer to apes than they are to being human. So I spent a whole bunch of time and effort trying to disprove rumors like that. You feel me? But this week is ironic because the black people who was telling me that some white people take this stuff as meaning that black people are less civilized, I met the white people saying that black people are less civilized, trying to use evolution for that. So I spent this week basically disproving what they were saying. Because the theory of evolution basically states that everybody is the same. You know, our differences are basically created by the environment. You feel me? So in general, we all the same species. Like I said to the racist white person, I think this guy was extra angry. I told him that I can have a baby with your daughter, and the children will come out and produce fertile offspring. My brother can have a baby, my sister can have a baby with you or anyone, and our offspring can produce fertile offspring. You feel me? So basically scientifically it proves that we are the same species. So anybody that come out and tell you that somebody is better just because you know, their color or their complexion, including black people, anybody who say this ignorance, they're basically misquoting science. You know? These pictures where they comparing Cam Newton to Huey P. Newton, and they say Cam is down with the Panthers. You know, Huey P. Newton started the Black Panther Party. You know, so they're drawing those conclusions, and this goes back to the conversation I was having with these cats online. Now, it's Black History Month, all right, and as we know, Black History Month is basically an extension to Black History Week. And Black History Week was started in 1926 by Carter G. Woodson, who was another great historic black man in history. You know what I mean? Many black people say, which I also fell victim to this too. You know, I used to say that, they make Black History Month in February because February is the shortest month. But in actuality, that bears no resemblance to the truth whatsoever. Feel what I'm saying? Because February was chosen because Black History Week was actually celebrated also in February. And they chose February because Abraham Lincoln's birthday is February 12th. You know what I mean?
And then he was the one that, since Abraham Lincoln was the one that aborted slavery.
Supposedly. You know what I mean? And also Frederick Douglass, his birthday was on February 14th. So they settled on the second week of February to celebrate Black History Week. Now, in 1976, our president was Gerald Ford, and they actually made it a national holiday, and they extended it to Black History Month. You know, and it was basically to establish, you know, look at everything that black people contributed to society in America. And, you know, this goes back to what we were speaking about last week about Stacey Dash. Technically, I agree with her. There should not be a Black History Month if black people are integrated into society. Black history should be American history. You know, there's no White History Month because white history is considered American history. So there's no reason to separate it. You understand what I'm saying? Now the fact that we were excluded from history is the fact that we had to come up with the month of February being Black History Month because black people were excluded, and this was the only way for us to start talking about the contributions that we made to society. So, and that's understandable. But in a perfect society, like I said last week, we shouldn't have a Black History Month because we are all Americans. So Black history should be American history. Therefore, there's no reason to have February being Black History Month. You understand what I'm saying? I know I didn't say the same thing in 4 or 5 different ways, but this is also what I want to say. black and white are social constructs. There is no scientific definition of what black is and what white is. Now, there's a whole group of people that have science backing them up, showing that civilizations of North Africa, like the Moors, the ancient Moors, the Berbers, also the ancient Egyptians, the people of Ethiopia, like Kush, and all these places, Sudan, these other places in the Horn of Africa, like Punt. You understand what I'm saying? Like these ancient civilizations, when they pass away, when you look at their skulls are considered Caucasian.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
But for some reason, Caucasian became synonymous with white. You understand what I'm saying? But in actuality, Caucasian does not mean white.
I thought it came from the Caucasus Mountains.
This is what they named it. But at the same time, Caucasian skulls can be found in North Africa. They can be found in the Horn of Africa. And when we look at these people, they are clearly not white people. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, you look at who's from Sudan. Obama's father is from that region, Kenya, you know, from these areas. So when you look at their bones when they pass away, they will cluster more with other North Africans, Northeast Africans, and also people from the Horn of Africa, and also Southern people from the Mediterranean, because they had close history, gene flow between these people. So of course, their culture and everything else are more similar to them. But like I was saying, black and white is a social construct. So for someone to look at their bones and say that they are white people, and some white people are using claiming Africa, like Egypt, they're claiming these great civilizations as their own, saying that they're white because they cluster more with Caucasian bones. When in actuality, like I said before, black and white is a social construct. So in the Jim Crow South, nobody was looking at your cranial features and saying that, oh, you're Caucasian, so that means you wouldn't have been a slave, or that you could drink from the same fountain as me, or that you could go to the same school as me. They're not looking at your bones. These guys are not forensic scientists that were doing this. They looked at your skin complexion. That's what they saw. So you can be black in America, and this is what the Afrocentric people are saying. They relate to these people because they would have shared the same history that we shared in this country. Because when you look at them, they're dark. You have some people in the Horn of Africa who are darker than me, but at the same time they have straight hair, blue eyes. Some of their noses are, look like Caucasian noses. But at the same time, they would have been discriminated against. Hitler would have killed these people. So in America, they're considered black. And that's because black is a social construct. So in America, they are considered black. This is why black people relate to people from these cultures. Because in America, if they grew up in the same conditions as us, they would have been enslaved just like us. And white people trying to claim these people because their bones are similar, they're incorrect. Because I'm sure if you brought somebody from the Horn of Africa home and your parents are racist, they'd be like, yo, get this nigga out of here. It don't matter if his skulls and his DNA show that he has, close relations with people from the Mediterranean. That doesn't matter. You are still considered black. You understand what I'm saying? So, in future episodes, we're going to get more into certain things that black people contributed to society.
No, definitely.
But, that's it for now.
That's a fact, man.
Yes, sir.
I also read something, I saw a post about Jack Johnson. Remember Jack Johnson?
Jack Johnson, yes.
Boxer. He was locked up.
Yes, sir.
And he invented the wrench.
Oh, the monkey wrench thing, yeah.
And of course, they flipped it and called it the monkey wrench.
Yeah.
Because they considered it a monkey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's a nice little side note for y'all to know that Jack Johnson, famous boxer back in the day,
Yeah.
when he was incarcerated in the South, he invented the wrench while he was locked up. It's called, like I said, man, I call it the monkey wrench, but
Yeah. I mean, that's true, you know what I mean? But what I encourage people to do also is just, check certain things, you know what I mean? Because a lot of the people that we hold in high regards, just like a lot of people that white people hold in high regards, sometimes they put out theories and hypotheses. I'm not even gonna call them theories because that's perverted science. Hypotheses that are incorrect, and you gotta do your own research sometimes because, your pastor could lie to you.
right.
You know what I mean? Barack could lie to you. So just because it came from somebody well respected, that don't necessarily mean that it's true. Everybody should do their own research, you know. And you know, the late great Frances Wilson, you know, she came up with the melanin theory, which basically states that white people, they know that if they have a kid with a black person, then that kid is less white than the next. So she came up with a theory trying to show that, you know, white people do everything for their own genetic survival. And understanding white racism and understanding the fact that they do everything for their own genetic survival, you can look at sports, you can look at games, you can look at society, and basically see why black people have been oppressed. I mean, to a certain extent I agree with her, but to another extent I don't. You understand? So like I said, I'll urge anyone to do their own research, you know?
That need that knowledge.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Definitely do.
Getting a little boring up here, man. It sounds like when Sunday school is
It's Sunday, you know, Sunday morning. So Sunday afternoon now.
Be a little bit more upbeat, man.